boom. Welcome to yet another episode of Chats with Sweetie. We have officially a theme song.
What an introduction.
By the way, incredible job. With me, and in this podcast, it's always about my sweetie, Belen, and obviously, sadly, me, Alejandro. And obviously, behind the keyboards and behind the music, my man, Sergio Chavez. That's how I'm going to pronounce it because that's a fancy way of saying it. We don't want people thinking he's Mexican. Either way.
Do you have an afternoon coffee?
I did.
I knew
it. Anyway, sweetie, it's so good to have you here in this podcast because I never get to see you anymore. Only at the house all day, every day.
Trust me, I can't wait to have more space.
Calm down, sweetie. Calm down. So today is Wednesday or Thursday. We normally shoot these on Tuesdays. We were going to do it on Wednesday.
And why didn't we?
But we had a production problem, is what I'd say.
Well,
and
we had a problem.
That leads us to our first topic of the day, if you will.
Sure.
Sweetie. Which, by the way, everybody that's wondering, you can find this podcast on Spotify, on iTunes, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google Cast. You fucking name it. We're there. We're there right next to you, cozy, next to your sheets while you're doing it.
No.
No?
No.
No one's listening to these podcasts while they're doing it?
I surely hope not.
I hope they do. I want to be in background music. That's my goal with this. Anyways, so, sweetie, why couldn't we do the podcast on Wednesday, yesterday? What happened? I wonder what happened.
Well, you were hungover.
I mean, that's a pretty simple way of putting it.
You were hungover.
Listen, here's the deal. I was busy with work.
You absolutely were not busy. He was up till 2 a.m. on Clubhouse because he has an addiction.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is work for Alejandro.
Really screaming and drinking till 2 a.m.
Well,
with your headphones on, so you have no idea how loud you're being. Mind you, we're in a guest house right now, so we're on top of each other.
So hang on, guys. Let me just do a little sightline chat on this. Clubhouse is a great app where you can go in. It's by invitation right now only, so of course you peasants that don't know what it is can't get an invitation. I'm kidding. I got an invitation like a month ago. Ben Baller, my boy, hooked me up. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ben. He hooked me up with an invitation. I got in it. And I'll say this, Ben, I am sorry. As soon as I got in, I got a notification saying someone with your phone number. And I opened it. And I'm like, my phone number is in this fucking app. What's going on? I later realized that was Telegram because I had downloaded Telegram for something. I can't remember what.
Oh my God.
So I'm sorry, Ben, for asking you, why the fuck is my phone number everywhere here? So let's forget about that. And Clubhouse is an app where people can start a room. So let's say like a chat room. So let's say that you can put 8,000 people in a chat room, but instead of typing, you can use your voice. And there are speakers that set up the chat room. So for example, there can be a room with, last night I was trying to get into this one. I saw Bill Gates jumping into a room and I was like, man, I need to get that vaccine with a free chip right now. Well, Billy was in it and I couldn't get in because there's a cap limit on how many people can go at it at the same time.
So there is. Remember I asked you that question?
There is, but we're such small fish in that thing that it doesn't really matter. But for example, Sergio was in one with 2,000 people and Elon Musk.
Yeah, I remember.
So right now the cap is 8,000 people. And that was like 2 weeks ago. So it went from 2,000 to 8,000 right now with Bill Gates. I'm sorry, sweetie. Am I boring you?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. So that's the premise of Clubhouse. And you can talk about anything. Apparently, if you guys go on Clubhouse right now, there's a lot of marketing experts. It's crazy because I work in marketing and I never get to see them in the real world, but they're all on Clubhouse. So if you guys want to learn about marketing and how people do shitty marketing, go on Clubhouse. But if you really want to learn anything else or chat with people, and this is where it's getting me, I found a car group and I know a few people in the car world. So when I saw them on, I was like, I'm going to join in and just like listen. And then one of them was, you gotta start talking. Like, come on, I'm going to bring you up. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. And I did it and I had a great time the first night. And then the second night, I was getting ready because the thing is, these guys kept the room open 24 hours.
Right.
Like not only 24 hours, they kept it for 2.5 days going because the Europeans opened it at first and then the US controlled it. Then we handed it back to Europe and then it came back to us. So Curtis, my man who was managing that, I don't understand how he's alive. The next day...
Probably because he didn't drink.
No. Everybody was drinking. They can say whatever. We were all fucking slurring our words and saying dumb shit. And on the last night, the Tuesday night, which is Wednesday's hangover explanation, on Tuesday night, I go on it, and it's the same crew. Now, there's more people, and Curtis just wouldn't stop plugging the mezcal. And I was like, man, I feel like drinking some mezcal. So I started pouring myself some mezcal. Eventually, the mezcal ended. And not because I wanted to, because I ran out.
Yeah, and then you went to wine.
And sadly, that was the biggest mistake anyone can make.
Because all of your evidence is in the kitchen in the morning. The snacks.
Listen,
wine.
Well, you need some snacks.
The salami. Yeah.
You need some snacks while you're talking to people. It's important.
You guys, he was on it from 5 p.m. till 2. Why are you laughing? Till 2 a.m.
Because it's amazing.
He gets into bed. He's like, rah, 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 rah. And I was like, oh my God. He was so loud. And then in the morning, Fiona wakes me up at 6:30 because she's hungry. So she wakes me up by crying. And I'm feeding her. And then I just hear someone kissing her. And it's Alejandro. And I go, oh, you're up? How nice. And you go, I'm going back to bed. I don't feel good.
Well, I had a conference call. I had a really important conference call because we have someone. Hang on. And this is the best.
He was still drunk.
Yeah, I was wasted. So I had a conference call at 8 in the morning. So I had to be up by 7:30 because we're having a conversation about like someone acquiring a huge part of one of our big companies. And that was a conversation I had to have with everyone. I was in bed.
Yes, we know.
Fucking bloated as fuck.
I posted you on Instagram. A lot of people said you got the bloats.
So I was in bed, bloated as fuck, negotiating a pretty sweet deal for everyone. And I think that's the most fun negotiation I've ever had. And also, I always, during the whole time, I wanted to die also. But at the end, I was like, you know what? This is going to be great. I'm going to be able to rest all day. And I did.
Yeah.
And it was joyful.
Good for you.
Didn't you enjoy me resting
and I told him yesterday, no. I said to him yesterday, I was like, you have a cutoff with Clubhouse.
No, I don't. And you made me feel guilty about it. You made me feel guilty about it, woman. And now, yesterday, I didn't go in Clubhouse at all.
I'm going out to dinner tonight, so you can have
it's happening.
The Clubhouse.
I already, while I was at the hookah spot, the greatest hookah of all time.
You know what? I'm going to tell people where you go.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you? Oh, but no, by the time this comes out.
I'm going to reveal it.
Do not ruin it for me. So I went to the hookah spot and I saw my boys connected all in the Clubhouse. I was like, guys, what's going on? I jumped in, started chatting. I was like, get ready, guys. This is about to get crazy. And then I had a phone call. So I had to cut it short. But I'm going back tonight.
Well, I'm going to be at dinner for at least 7 hours.
You don't want to try Clubhouse?
Maybe. I definitely don't want to be in one of your car shout rooms.
Oh, really? What a surprise.
But, I mean, I'm also happy to go in it and then just talk about you.
I don't think anyone needs Belen on Clubhouse. Oh, and you already have an invitation.
I had an invitation before you did.
You just didn't use it. I'm at 1,000 followers, sweetie. No, I'm not, but I'm getting close.
Like 20.
No, well, I'm getting close. I have like 35. Damn it. So that's what happened to me. That's why we delayed the show a little bit, which won't affect you guys. Don't worry about the schedule. It only affects Sergio.
Poor Sergio.
Anyway, sweetie, I wanted to ask you, what's going on with the move? Why are we still in LA? What's happening?
Well, we talked about it last week.
I'm really concerned.
The storm.
Oh, right.
Just minor detail.
Right.
So we're still in Hidden Hills. And we are finally making the move next week.
That's right.
So we're going to ship the cars on Monday, which you're in charge of.
Yeah, we're shipping 4 first, and then
you just told me this.
Yeah.
And then we're basically going to kind of be on standby for a flight.
Yeah.
And I just have a hunch that we're going to be leaving midweek, like Wednesday, Thursday.
You want to put some money into it? Sergio, you want to put some money into it? Let's go. We're putting some money into it Thursday. I'm going to say Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm putting $10 on Wednesday.
All right.
And whoever wins all of the respect and all of the money.
I guess that's something that you really need.
All of the respect and the money?
Is your phone on?
Of course it's on.
Why don't you put it on?
I'm very important.
Night mode.
I'm very important.
It's all the invites to your clubhouse rooms tonight.
It's all these clubhousing. They want to have a good time. They're going to call the best guy to do it with. You know what I mean?
By the way, that's his dream app. Just talking all day long. He's walking around the room and all he was doing was talking. And I was like, this is never going to end because this is his dream.
That's right. I was equipped. Like people thought, oh, Alejandro on YouTube is great. Oh, Alejandro on Facebook is great. Oh, Alejandro on Twitter is great. Oh, Alejandro on podcast is great.
We get it.
Oh, Alejandro online is great.
Who is saying all this?
I don't know. People.
Can you please show me?
The New York Times raves. The New York Times raves.
He's writing the reviews on himself.
Absolutely.
100%.
But they're still great reviews.
It's all Alex649.
And they thought that I was done. They thought that was my limit. let me tell you something. Clubhouse
Hasn't seen anything.
Clubhouse is about to be taken by a storm of Mexican chats.
We can't get in the house soon enough because you're literally going to live upstairs and you'll have all the time you want.
Listen, I understand the jealousy of sharing my knowledge with others other than you. I know how much you want just me telling you and only you things. But I need to share with the world, sweetie. These people need it. They need a drunk Mexican guy telling them stories at night. Who doesn't need that? Think about it.
You can be the people's. You can be all for the people. You don't need to just share it with me.
I don't know. She's just saying that right now, guys. Don't worry about it. She loves when I give her my full attention.
Well, we're going back to what's the latest with Austin, right?
Yeah. What is the latest with Austin?
So we're going next. We're basically making the move next week with the animals.
Sorry, guys. I have a lot of questions. Where are we going to put the cars? Because the house is completely full of things. So where are we going to put the car, sweetie?
That's all on you, homie.
That's right. Ferrari of Austin. Thank you guys for fucking hooking up your boy. I might not be able to buy the CarSet sticker, but I can put all my cars in there. And that to me is more valuable than anything.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have my car because I'm going to need it.
You don't need a car.
I do. You're going to get a lawnmower so you can get around Austin like that.
You know that I actually messaged John Deere because I made for a lot of you guys who, I don't know who watches me or who watches what, that is here. But we made a video where we got a lawnmower from John Deere at a Ferrari dealership. And it fucking killed it. Like I posted on Instagram about it. And people loved it. And they thought it was so funny and whatnot. So I messaged John Deere because I always stay away from messaging brands and all that stuff because you never know what type of shit. So I messaged him. I said, guys, I want to buy one of your things. Can you loan me 3 of them
so
to test them? And I'll buy one. I'm not asking for a fucking discount. Can I buy one? And at first they must have looked at my account on Instagram and they were like, fuck yeah. And then they dug deeper and saw that I was Mexican. And they're like, oh, I don't think so. So I think we're going to have to go rent a couple John Deeres ourselves, sweetie, and pay for that.
We'll just go to
luxury.
Home Depot and you can go through the aisles.
That's right. Yeah. We already did that, by the way. Where were we? We were looking at the lawnmowers.
We were with Ricardo, but you didn't actually get on them.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I will absolutely do it. I have insurance.
Thank God.
I have insurance. So, okay. So that's what we're doing with the cars. That's what you're riding now, the lawnmower.
You're riding the lawnmower.
Then we were building our squirrel house, Sergio. I didn't know if you know this, but we were building our squirrel house outside for Tata, and the neighbor complained.
Yeah, I got a phone call yesterday from Ricardo, our contractor, and he said that there has been a hold and some hiccups with Tata's cage because apparently they have to go through HOA. Obviously, a neighbor said something because we have 2 neighbors. So
and we know one.
That we know,
you
sure
can say what
them.
side. Yeah. Obviously not, because they would have messaged us. By the way, what are you doing?
Me, yeah. And we know them because of last week. They're awesome. They really helped us out with the house.
Shout out to the neighbors.
Shout out to the neighbors. But basically, there's been a hold, and we're waiting now for HOA to approve the build
of Tata's cage.
Which, by the way, excuse me. I think I cut the black lung.
Okay?
It's so ridiculous because the neighbors, they have a jungle gym, they have a tree house, they have all this shit, and it's like, what? Who cares?
They must know that I'm not an American.
So
they're like, oh, I don't think so. Are you going to put children in those cages? And I'm like, no, it's just for my squirrel.
I'm actually going to go over and be like, this is actually for my husband. That's where he's going to live.
By the way, that would probably get it approved instantly.
And they'd be like, we totally understand.
Now we get it.
Yeah.
Now we get it. So that was a little disappointing, no?
Yeah, I haven't heard from Ricardo today, by the way, which it's already 4 there.
I'll say, I'm concerned about Tata's financials right now because Tata's stock was going up. And
by the way, did you see the video today of her?
She's so cute.
She's really happy.
Tata right now is in Corey and Anna's house. They're taking care of her because we can't have her. We have nowhere to put her, and there's dogs outside where we live, so it'll be a mess. Yeah. So they're taking care of Tata, and she's so happy to be with them. She's
really happy. Yeah. She's like popcorning, and
she's so cute.
She's playing hide and seek with the little towel this morning.
Yeah, I went to play with her.
She's pissed when we put her in the plane in a crate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Because Tata screams. I don't know if you guys know, but squirrels are like dogs. They can bark. They can like cry. They can do all the things
It's going to be a long
does.
flight.
And it's really weird because people have never seen a squirrel complain. And Tata's very caprichuda, which means she'll throw tantrums like crazy. So
She's just like her father.
So Tata's going to be screaming the whole plane ride, and people are going to be like, what's going
Sergio and I
on?
are going to take a different plane.
No,
you
you're
can
not.
go with Tata. Sergio, Fiona, and I, and the turtles.
We were moving Tata. Did I tell that story when I was moving Tata from the house to Corey's? I grabbed her. She has like a little carry-on that we...
like what you would put like a puppy in. It's like cloth.
Yeah, it's cloth. And I fed her a little nut before putting her in there because I was like, just so that she's chill and she has like an easy transition.
Gave her a snacky.
So she had a little snacky, gets in her cage, starts chewing on the little block. I was like, wow, what a great squirrel. She didn't even complain. She's all grown up. I put her in the car with me and I noticed that she finished her cube.
Her cube.
And she started fucking going crazy. She started like yelling and barking. I'm like, what are you doing? And then she figured that she could just chew her way out of the cloth. Oh. And she started clawing and chewing on the mesh. So I had her with a seatbelt on and everything ready. And all I see is Tata's little head just pop out as she's like grabbing onto everything and chewing. I was like, oh no.
Frantic. Like he was acting like there was like a loose...
Because you guys,
jaguar or cheetah in the car.
Because people don't understand how fast and how strong squirrels are.
Well,
like it's fucking nuts.
In fairness, you were in my car.
Yeah, and she might chew on your car, and I don't want to deal with you telling me, can you believe that did this?
No, I wouldn't. Been like, you need to fix it.
So I came out, I opened the door, I grabbed her, I put my hand in there. And Tata gets mad when you block her. So she was like scratching my hand. I'm like, no, bad Tata. So we were able to
I just heard like it was so loud. And I like rolled up my window. I was like, hi.
So I put her in a little cage, like her little cage when she was a baby, baby. And she fits there fine. She can lay down and she can chill. So I grabbed her, put her in that cage. I shoved her in there. And she started screaming at first. And 2 minutes into the drive, and I didn't know this in case you guys have to travel with a squirrel. Squirrels are pretty good car riders because they have great balance. Dogs are not. You know how dogs like skate and the car moves?
My poor new.
Tata was up, and as soon as she felt a turn, she like lay down and like got herself propped. And she was just in that position the whole time I was driving. I was like, that is really impressive.
Maybe
Tata.
you should drive to Austin then.
I know. She's a good squirrel.
You can take her in the car and will fly.
She's a good squirrel. Why do you want to get rid of me on the flight?
I'm just really concerned about her on the flight. She's going to be screaming for 3 hours.
Nah, she stops.
Okay.
We saw what happened. We already saw it. She'll be fine. She's a good squirrel.
Okay.
I'll bring her a lot of snacks.
And snackies. And Nunu.
I'm actually, you know what? We should feed Tata as we go. Like I'll give her a broccoli, and then whenever she finishes the broccoli and starts screaming, I'll give her a little bit of peas, and then you know what I mean? Like one by one. Maybe we spread it out between the 2 hours that the flight takes.
It's going to be like 3 hours longer because we have to get there, and then it's going to be longer.
We'll see what happens, sweetie.
I'm going to bring snackies for you too, so you don't scream.
I get a little moody, guys.
A little?
I don't. I go with surgery, and I don't eat for a long time.
No, but you get hangry, and then you're like, what? Nothing's wrong. And I'm like, did you eat? And you're like, no. Yeah.
Can I get snackies too?
Yeah, of course. Sergio, of course.
Yes.
That's what every great couple does. Every great person in a relationship say nothing's wrong.
It's true.
That's what I do.
I do it all the time.
I know. Well, you're a woman, sweetie.
And so do you. Lately, you've been doing it a lot. You did it in Austin. I was like, are you okay? You're like, I'm fine. It was just, have you seen the, I know you have, but there's a Snickers commercial right now that's amazing.
Oh.
And it's a couple and it's a woman and she's sitting on the couch and she's reading and the husband walks in. He goes, are you okay? She goes, yeah, I'm fine. And he looks at her and then it's all, need a break, Snickers. And I'm like, this is so accurate. That was you. It's been you lately. I can say that.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then I have to talk about the economy with Rod. God damn it. My time is truly divided in weird things.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have an afternoon coffee.
Why not? You don't like this version of Alejandro?
No, you're just really hyped
joyful,
up.
amazing, ready for fucking war.
Do you want to continue talking about Austin?
Yeah, please go on, sweetie. What else is happening aside from Tata flying on a plane? That's all I care about.
So we're gonna get an Airbnb next week, and we're gonna basically hit the ground running. Like,
how were we able to get an Airbnb?
So we don't have one.
Done. Okay.
We don't have one.
Oh boy. So there you go, guys.
Surgeon
we are still homeless.
So here's the problem. We can't book anything because we don't know when we're arriving. So we don't want to book it like 4 days out and waste having
$80 million.
So I have a couple like lined up. So basically I have to go to work with the flight. I'm sorry, did you just have a stroke?
Kinda. I don't know why. I just had to pee really bad, and he just came at me like with, I've never had this before.
Do you want to go pee?
I mean, you can finish whatever you're saying, and I'll do it afterwards when we break the segment. So I'm sorry, you were saying?
I don't know what I was saying because you just looked like you had a stroke.
Airbnbs. You're looking at Airbnbs.
Thank
you have
you.
some options set
Thank
up.
you, Sergio. Wow.
Always.
At least someone's listening.
Wow.
So,
So I do have a couple like lined up as options. By the way, we should also talk about how this morning you spit in my face.
wow, that sounds horrible, by the way. No, I did not spit on her face, guys. She made a joke in my face when she was
And you
giving me a kiss. And you know, when you go like this with the water,
You spit in my face.
I just had nothing but spit in my mouth. And it came out.
Anyways, so
It's your fault. She made a joke. She got close to me. She was like,
I'm sorry, I'm funny.
right on my face as she's about to give me a kiss, she goes, I'm going to go do Pilates. I'm going to miss you the whole time. And she's really close to me, and she
then
just
I
looks at me. And normally when she does that, then she goes, but I won't.
It's true.
I won't. So I was expecting that. And instead of saying that, she goes, I really will think of you the whole time I'm there. And I don't know why I lost my mind. And I just fucking went, pfft.
By the way,
your
all we do is torment each other. Like, I don't even know why we give advice because all we do is
That's right.
torment one another.
That's right.
But anyways, the Airbnb. So we have a couple like lined up that I've been in contact with. So the plan was to book one that was going to be closer to the house, but it's probably going to end up being downtown because as Sergio and I were talking about earlier, so many people are displaced because of the storm. So now there's much less Airbnbs available.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's a
we'll
real
see what
problem,
happens.
guys. It's a real problem. By the way, if you guys have a house and you guys are like, oh my God, we have this huge mansion and all these cars and want to have a Mexican guy come in and like tell you jokes before you go to bed, I'm in. I'll do it for free. I'll fucking do it for free. I swear to God.
Well, he'll be on Clubhouse till 2 a.m. Just know that.
And you can join me in your Clubhouse adventures with Alejandro. El
No.
Clubhouse. No?
No.
All right.
But we'll find something. And then we just, now there's just a lot to do with the house. Like it's kind of coming down to the wire. So the floors are going in next week, which is really exciting.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. They finished the exterior paint today.
We need to get a picture.
And they're starting on the interior paint, I believe tomorrow through the weekend. So we lost, of course, a week last week, but they're making up for it. Like they're going to get ahead. And then basically the main stuff has all been selected. And now it's like lighting, mirrors, hardware, all that kind of stuff.
Because even though people are looking at it, I get a lot of my friends that are telling me like, that's not a light remodel. That's a huge remodel. That's a light remodel. It's a really light remodel.
It really is.
It's just that adds a lot of value because it seems like it's too much.
Yeah. So a huge reason why we need to get there already, but also because we need to get like curtains and drapes, and it can take up to 3 months.
I'm sorry, what?
So the drapery.
I don't think so. Well, we're going to get trash bags anyways, guys. Come on. We're Mexican. We can live without drapes or curtains.
No.
Babe, I lived in an apartment for like 3 years of my life that had no windows. We're good. We're good. And I had the mosquitoes that came in and bite me. I was a #1 customer of Raid. Like, you know those things that you plug on the wall that kill the mosquitoes? And let me tell you something. They don't work at all if you don't have windows. They don't.
Well, we're not going to be doing any of that.
We'll see what happens, sweetie. Anyway, so on to the next. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry for rushing you through it. I just really need to go
to
pee.
the bathroom. You're like a child.
Yay. All right, so that's it for this segment. Sweetie, we're back. We're back. Thank God, because I was talking to you about Spanish accents and what the difference they were. But listen, do you know why? Because I just got hit up. What do you think about this? Toño is selling me a set of wheels for my Ferrari.
Okay.
They're carbon fiber, so you got to keep in mind. So they're beautiful. I'm going to show you a picture so that you guys, maybe not you guys that are listening, but so that Belen can see. It's a beautiful wheel, no?
Yeah.
$33,000 plus taxes.
No.
Sweetie, but this is what my car needs so that it looks good.
No. I think what we need is for the kitchen to be done.
But this is only $33,000 plus taxes. That's not bad, no? Sergio, you want... And by the way, I told Toño, who I'll give him credit for. He's doing what he's supposed to. I told him, I was like, if you get a set of these wheels that some idiot wants to change in his car and you're going to steal them, call me. He goes, I got you. I know what you're looking for. And I'm like, wait, Tonyo, that's the normal price. Are you sending me new wheels? He's like, yeah, they're brand new. You want them? I'm like, no.
Absolutely not.
I am not the guy that can afford $40,000 wheels, believe it or not. I can't. Not cash. Not right now. I'm not putting $40,000 into that. I'd rather get marble in my bathroom.
100%.
I'd rather get marble in my bathroom. Sorry, Tonyo. Call me with a $5,000 discount and we'll do it. So anyway, sweetie, we were going to talk about how to keep the romance alive for 13 years. But honestly, I have a question for you. What is the dumbest injury you've ever gotten or you've seen me get? How about this?
I'll tell mine.
What's yours?
Well, you know what it is. I burned my eye.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I actually thought that's why you brought this up, because you wanted me to tell the story.
No, I actually completely forgot that you burnt your eye. And I don't think burning your eye was as funny as the other ones, because that was a serious one.
What are the other ones?
We had just gotten a new house. Hang on a second, sweetie. And the reason why we got into this topic is because Belen, as soon as she sat, she's like, oh, I pulled something in my stomach. And I was like, oh, how does that feel? And then what was your rebuttal?
I can't remember.
I don't get injured every week.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't get injured.
Oh,
By the
wow.
way, I'm not injured. I just did something in Pilates.
Yeah, that's what an injury is called, okay?
Sure.
So we're going to have an injury report right here, right now, and you're in the injury report, whereas your boy is not.
Okay.
So Belen, and this is not it. This is not the reason why I wanted to tell you. I think to me, the funniest injury that you've ever gotten, and it's not really an injury, but was in Spain. But I'll continue.
That's not an injury. I tripped.
This is what I'm saying. The injury that really occurred to Belen is, imagine this, guys. You guys buy your second new home. You're living it up. Things are going great. You're moving in. Everything is set. The mood is amazing. Everybody's happy. Belen starts to light up some candles. And I'm like, damn, what a day to be moving in. And then as she's lighting up those what are they called? The deep candles?
So it was a hurricane candle.
It's a hurricane candle. Everybody knows what that is. So Belen reaches up and then sticks the lighter inside.
You should say what I was using, the long
kitchen lighter.
Electric.
Yeah. So that you can get into the hurricane with the candle. So as soon as she pulls it up, the surface of that touched her eye.
It was crazy.
Of all things that can happen in this world, you burnt your eye. And it was right after you got LASIK.
It was about 10 days after I got LASIK. It was excruciating.
Yeah, but that's a real terrible injury.
It felt like there was knives in my eye, and I was like 1 millimeter away from basically going blind. And it was so pain. It literally felt like there was glass in my eye every time I blinked. And I remember Alejandro took me to Cedars, and they literally were interrogating him. They were like, "Ma'am, did he hit you? You can tell us. Don't you remember?" They were they kept like, always. And I was like, my eyeball is falling out. Like, can you give me drugs? Can you do something? and then I was like, well, maybe I should tell him that he did this. And then it happened on a Saturday, of course. So then on Sunday, Sheena took me to see like a specialist. My eye was literally out here. And by a miracle and by an act of God, it didn't damage my LASIK. But what was fucked up is it was my bad eye.
Yeah.
Like one of my eyes is already bad. And it was the weirdest, most bizarre accident. Like I literally, it like kind of hit the edge of the hurricane and just whacked me in my head.
Yeah. Crazy. But see, we talk about your injuries with delicacy.
Well, because that was an actual injury. You just like hurt yourself walking to the kitchen.
That's not true. What? Okay. Let's give people my top 3 most embarrassing injuries.
Okay. Well, you tried to kill a spider.
Okay. Let's calm down. I didn't know you were going to go out guns blazing. What happened when I tried to kill the spider, sweetie? This is terrible, guys. This is terrible.
You wanted this subject.
Let me set.
You have tears in your eyes.
Let me set the stage. This is quite embarrassing. Let me set the stage. Belen and I were watching a tremendous movie by one of the best actors that's ever lived, Sylvester Stallone. And it's a movie that touches my heart because he was about racing. It's called Driven. And it's really realistic until you know anything about racing. It's probably one of the worst movies of all time. But it's pretty amazing when you're watching it for the first time and you don't know anything. And it was so cheesy and it was so over the top. And we worked with one of the guys that was in the movie, and that's why I also wanted you to show you, because it's it was interesting seeing that version of him compared to like the version of him that we got.
Okay.
And I got hyped. I get hyped up on Stallone doing crazy shit that doesn't make any sense. Like I watched Demolition Man and I lose my mind. So I watched Joe Tanto, that's the name of his character, with Burt Reynolds, who's a handicap owner in IndyCar or something. They made up like their own formula. And Stallone is a badass driver. They bring him back to like be the second guy to the main guy, right? Which is fucking ridiculous in all aspects, because before they bring the kid, they're already trying to get rid of him anyways. The fucking movie's stupid.
There you go.
The movie's really stupid, but really fucking amazing. If you guys have a chance of watching it, go watch Driven. I promise you it won't disappoint. I promise you. There's people driving Formula Ones on the street. It's pretty cool. So I watched that movie. I'm all pumped up. I'm ready. I'm fucking, my testosterone is like...
You're hyped up.
It's burbling inside of my body. My balls are fucking clapping on their own. Like, this is happening right now. And then Belen tells me in the middle of it, hey, babe. Oh, no. I went outside.
There you go. You're not a good storyteller when you talk about what's happened to you. It's like you black out because you don't...
Well, I try not to remember the most embarrassing moments of my life, but that's just me.
I know every detail.
Thank you.
You went outside to smoke weed.
So I went outside to smoke substances that are perfectly legal in California. So that involved weed.
Yeah.
And as I was getting ready to smoke weed, I turned around and I saw the biggest fucking spider ever just looking at me. Straight up. It was just like, all right, are you going to take the hit or what? I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at, spider?
It was easily.
Yeah, it was pretty big. And Belen comes out. And I tell her, babe, there's a gigantic spider right there, thinking, because I'm in my chanclas. I got my big loafers on, the Crocs.
In your Crocs.
In my Crocs that are humongous. They literally were like, I have big feet. It's... Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at my feet?
Oh, my God.
Why are you laughing at my feet?
Because you... Continue. Because you were also wearing shorts.
I was wearing shorts, which is not a good angle for me. A lot of people, someone already doctored a photo of the Avatar guy with my face on it when he's on the wheelchair.
The video. Let me pull it up.
No one's going to be able to see it anyways.
I want to see what you were wearing.
No one's going to see it anyways. So it's already a bad combination, and I'm wearing, and I'm outside with the big Uggs, and I'm wearing shorts.
You're not in Uggs, you're in Crocs. It's such
Crocs,
a difference.
I'm sorry. And I'm looking back, and there's this spider that basically should be paying rent because it's that big in the house. Like,
here it is.
It should be contributing to the gas bill because I'm pretty sure it's taking showers.
Wait.
So no one's going to be able to see it anyway, sweetie.
No, I'm looking at your outfit.
Why? Oh, my God. So.
Yeah, you were in your Crocs. You're in shorts. Yeah.
So I was in shorts. I was outside. And Belen goes, you killed a spider.
And by the way, for everyone to know, it was a summer night. It was July 29th. So it was warm.
Well, Belen goes, you got to kill this spider. I'm like, babe, I'm wearing these things. Why can't you kill it? And she goes, you're a man. You're supposed to be the one who kills this painting. You
always want me to do those things.
Yeah, 100%. Because I feel bad about killing the spider. I really feel bad about killing the spider. Sergio, don't ask her for the video.
Here, do you want to see it?
No.
I've already seen it, but I'm always down to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
What video? The one where I break my knee? Oh, no. There's no need to show it.
There you are.
There's no need to show it. There's no need to show it. So.
What a man.
Yeah.
So I went outside.
Man.
Belen tells me it's time.
Is it hard to control that level of testosterone?
That's the problem. And that legitimately is the problem.
Here we go. This is my favorite angle.
No, everybody that's.
I'm enjoying it though.
Sergio can see it like this.
People that are listening.
You're called up like a baby.
Don't know what's going on. What? Let me just tell the story and then you'll understand. Sergio, here's the problem. You asked me to do a manly thing. Of course, my testosterone that's already shut up at Stallone levels, like really high up there, has to come with me into the killing of the spider. Because what am I going to like kill it in a girly fashion? Like, it's done. No, I got to prove a fucking point. That spider owed me rent for 3 months because it's been there for a long time and it's that big for a fucking reason. It's been eating my food probably. So I'm looking at this spider. I'm like, all right, simple. All I got to do is step on it with my gigantic feet. So, of course, I prepare myself to do the biggest and most acrobatic jump on top of it and landing softly on it while killing it and making a lot of noise. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm going to make like a splash. Belen's going to be like, whoa, I can't believe that man.
That's my husband.
Like, I can't believe that man gets to take care of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go
Let me tell you, I had the opposite reaction with what happened.
Well, it's just what happened.
I'm fucked, actually.
It's just what happened. So it's time to go do it. But let's look. Everything is going right. The night's perfect. There's not a lot of cold, not a lot of heat. And it's time to jump on the spider. It's time to finish it. It's time to end it. Which, by the way, I don't kill spiders anymore. I feel bad. Prepare myself. And as I jump up in the air, the highest that I could jump, legitimately, the highest.
So like 3 inches.
Max.
Max.
So I jump as hard as I can. And in the air, I scream, Joe Tanto.
Didn't you scream, I'm Joe Tanto?
I did. Yeah. I said, I am Joe Tanto. As I was going to destroy the spider and finish his world. And I ended up missing the spider.
Yep.
I have no idea how, because all I had to do was land on it. All I had to do was land on the spider.
With your big ass feet,
with this clown feet.
With my gigantic feet and a gigantic spider. Like, it couldn't be easier. And I missed it. And when I landed, I hyperextended my knee, my right knee. But I hyperextended, like, to the point where I thought it broke. Like, I was like, I for sure need to go to the hospital.
No, we got a voice message. Our like guys group chat got in a voice message. It's like, guys, I think I broke my leg. It reminded me of that Peter and the Family Guy.
He's like this with the chicken.
Dude, it was the most. I've hit my knee to knee with a guy playing soccer at full speed, and I almost threw up. This was way worse. So I miss. The spider doesn't even move. Like, I get no respect from the spider. The spider's like, all right.
The spider literally just did this. Meep. I'm witnessing all of this. I'm useless.
By the way,
because I'm convulsing. Because I'm like, I literally go and I go, you didn't kill the spider. The spider's like, me, and he's like this. Me.
Well, I'm really injured. Number one, thank you for your concern.
It was so ridiculous.
I was really injured. It was really bad. And let me tell you something, guys. If you have a wife that doesn't support you through your injuries, that's a big minus in the relationship.
Okay.
It's a big minus because I'm injured all the time. So listen.
I'm putting you in a home. 5 years max. 5 years max.
So I injured my leg and I'm literally suffering and struggling there. I wanted to cry. I think I cried a little bit.
You were on the couch. And of course, immediately I was like, oh my God, we have cameras. Thank God we can replay this.
If you guys want, we'll play this on YouTube, right, Sergio? Like, you'll play the video of the video cameras.
Yeah, I'll have Ivan throw it in.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
thank you, Ivan.
I immediately recorded it and I, of course, put it on Instagram immediately.
Thank you.
And then the next day he was at RDB and some guy first of all, Rodrigo loaned him a knee brace.
I had to get a knee brace because my knee swelled up. Like, I definitely fucked up my knee. I couldn't walk for like a week or two.
And then he goes to RDB and like somebody recognized him and he goes, hey man, hope your knee's okay. I want you to write stories.
Yeah, that was the first thing they told me when I landed at RDB. I was like, God fucking damn it, boy.
He sends me a text. He's like, God damn it. Somebody just asked me if my knee's okay because of you.
So that was a pretty embarrassing injury.
Yeah.
Then I'll give you another one. Are you ready?
Right. Yeah.
Which one do you think I'm going to give you?
The one that recently happened.
Which one?
Just go.
Apparently there's a lot of them, huh?
There is. Go ahead.
Well, that's the third one. I'll give you the third one. That's going to be that. The second one is we went to this place that has like an American Ninja Warrior type of gym.
Sergio was there.
And here's the deal. I am pretty strong and Why are you laughing?
Because I also have video of this.
Well, I'm pretty strong. I can do pull-ups. I can do anything.
You can do push-ups in the shower.
Yes, I can do lots of push-ups in the shower. I can run for miles nonstop. Like,
okay.
There's a lot of things I can do, except one thing apparently, and that is do the high jump wall jump, no problem, because there's this
the what?
The high wall jump. What's it called?
The warped wall.
The warp wall.
Come on, I thought you were
didn't even know that. The warped wall.
Ninja Warrior is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
All right, well, I forget.
Not the long high jump, long wall high.
That's the way I call it. And by the way, that's got a TM, Salamandrian TM, trademarked. So the high long John jump.
John Walker.
That's right. So I'm staring at it and I'm like, every time I watch the contestants on the show, I'm like, these fucking idiots can't even jump that little
pussies.
wall.
I could do that.
It's fucking idiots, dumbasses, and they train for this. I can do this, but I made a huge mistake. I thought I needed all my power to be able to reach the top.
I actually should not drink at all while you're talking.
So I started really from the top, which by the way, you should start from the bottom.
By the way, it's nothing like the one in the show. The one in the show is way bigger.
That's what you say
this
now.
This is child's play.
Not really. It was equally, if not bigger than the one in the show.
Are you insane?
Babe, it is. Trust me, my street cred will confirm later.
It's not.
Can I tell my story about my incredible path to recovery from this insane injury?
Sure.
So, of course, I'm trying to show off in front of my wife and really humiliate her, just like every other guy wants to do it at a competition, at a physical competition. I want to make sure that she knows I am fucking dominant physically. And I can't do that in any other way, shape, or form other than doing a Ninja Warrior course and getting further than her.
You just wanted to win. And
that's it.
That's all.
That's all I care about. That's all I care about every single time. That's me.
He's super competitive. So
I'm a wiener.
He's like not going into it fun. He's like, I'm going to crush you. And I'm like, cool.
That's fun. I mean,
you.
Some people, that's not fun. But to me, that's a lot of fun. So I'm looking at this wall. All of these contestants that have gone and failed are going through my mind. I'm like, dumbasses. Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah.
So I take a big, deep breath in. I control all of my energy into my legs of Avatar. And I just let him go full force from the top all the way to the bottom. But here's the thing. Gravity is not as quick.
I want to point out that this was only a couple months after your knee injury. Because we went for Jessica's birthday.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So I want to point out that gravity is not as fast as my legs. And what exactly do I mean by that? I mean, when I dropped, I thought I was going to be running down and then up. But half my momentum coming down didn't even let me step on the platform as I was coming down. So when I really got some momentum and I really got into the stepping hard to go make the jump, it was a little too late. And when I felt that it was a little too late, I jumped up, stretching my whole body because I wanted to hold on to it.
You threw your body, actually.
That's the only thing you can do.
He literally...
Have you guys ever seen a bird hitting a wall or a glass door?
That was Alejandro. He literally, his body was like, all of us were like,
it was an instant pa.
I was like, he's paralyzed.
And I felt, first of all of the air that I had in my stomach and my lungs absolutely went away. It was all going, when you go, and you can't even breathe. That was instant. And then I felt like I ripped all of my abdomen in 3 pieces. It just felt like it just went. And I wanted to cry and I wanted to complain. It's my phone. I'm sorry. I wanted to cry. I wanted to complain. But here's the reality. I still have to beat you, sweetie. So I'm going to go do it again. And I did it again and I made it. But I was hiding my injuries.
We could tell. We all knew.
2 days later, I had to go get an MRI to make sure that my abs were not ripped apart.
He literally was like, my abs are ripped. And I told Jose.
What'd you tell Jose?
Our handyman. He was at the house, and I go, oh, Alejandro thinks he ripped his abs. And he goes, I'll never forget, he goes, Belen, if he ripped his abs, he wouldn't be able to talk or walk or move. Trust me. And I'm like,
oh, what, he's Jose, a fucking doctor now?
I go, I know he didn't rip his abs, but don't worry. I scheduled him an MRI. So I had to take him. And I remember the guy was giving you an MRI. He's like, what happened? He's like, well, I was competing with my wife at dojo gym and I injured myself. And I literally looked at the guy. I was like,
the guy was so impressed.
I go, he wasn't. He literally was like, okay. I go, he thinks he ripped his abs. And he, once again, said the same thing. He's like, he would have known. I go, there's nothing wrong with him. He's like, I know. And then he goes through and you just see Alejandro like this.
How else are you supposed to go through an MRI machine?
And then he comes out and he goes, you're clear, bro. There's nothing wrong with you. And you're like, are you sure? He's like, yeah.
I got to make sure because I felt it. First of all, I've torn my ab muscles already once, didn't I? And I got surgery for it. It felt exactly like that.
You didn't tear your abs.
That's what a hernia is, sweetie. There's a rupture in your
but you're sounding dramatic. You had hernia surgery.
That's what he was. I'm not. Listen, that's another serious injury. I bet Tiger Woods wouldn't survive that.
Don't bring up Tiger, okay? He's going through a lot right now.
I know, poor Tiger. Yeah, he's the first name that came up because they're talking about him right now with that accident. And the third injury, sweetie, would be the most brutal injury I've ever had. Because I've never broken anything until then. And that is at the beginning of the quarantine. I was hungry. I was watching TV and I needed some cookies. So I decided to get up to go to get my fucking cookies to the kitchen like any adult man would. But I just didn't consider that the couch had legs and those legs were underneath things that you couldn't see.
The couch that you've had for 4 years.
And I just took all of my right foot and just slammed it against the couch, and 2 of my toes broke, and whatever's behind it broke. I thought I was fine at first. I was like, this is just anything. And then my feet started to swell up like crazy and get purple. And then we were having dinner because it was our anniversary. It was our
anniversary. So it happened on March 20th. You guys, we were 1 week into quarantine.
And
I was like, well, you can't go to the hospital. So
that is true.
Suck it up. And
that is true.
He's hobbling around the house. He couldn't go anywhere. His feet were purple. He literally injured himself on our couch.
I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. We were having dinner, and then the pain just started to really come in with everything. And I just couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. The pain was unreal.
And he was like, I just started working out.
I did. And then afterwards, I became obsessed. Now, why am I saying that?
We're just talking about your best injuries.
Well, it's not the best injuries. It's the most brutal ones. Again, Pacquiao, Mayweather wouldn't survive these.
I'm so glad you think you're at.
But I came
you
back.
Include yourself in that group.
Brady's getting knee surgery right now. You think he's going to be ready like I am right now? I didn't even get knee surgery.
Yeah.
And Brady's getting knee surgery.
Yeah,
so for you to have an idea of what you're dealing with here,
you're just on the same Tom Brady diet like you were all week with your midnight salamis.
I had a rough week, and there was a lot of salami in the fridge.
Guys,
I don't know why. And I don't need meat. I don't need a lot of meat. I ate all that bag of salami.
Tuesday morning, I wake up. First of all, this happened Sunday night. Monday, his face is like a blowfish, and I'm like, "Do you want my face roller?" He's like, "No." I was like, "You need it." And then Tuesday, I went to sleep early. And I wake up in the morning, I bring him his coffee, and I look at him, and I look in his eyes, and I go, "You ate salami, didn't you?" And he goes,
"I did.
I did." It's like,
great. Well,
this is a non-informative podcast.
People needed to know that.
We are 50 minutes in, and you have not given a single piece of important information.
Let's move on to the important stuff. We're going to inform people. We're here to serve them with valuable information that they'll definitely use and apply to their life. So, sweetie, how do we keep the romance alive for 13 years? Also considering I'm an amazing athlete, my body's insane, great legs.
Amazing
all of
lover.
That. What does that mean? I was like, man, I think I am, but clearly it's another deficiency that I have. I'm glad to find out in the podcast room, guys. I didn't know. I want
to step outside if that's okay.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you. I was under the impression that I was incredible at loving.
Well, most men are. They do think that about themselves.
Wow.
But I don't know.
So how do you keep the romance alive, sweetie, with all of this going against you? So please give us some tips.
I don't know because there's no romance here. So I don't know.
How do you do it, sweetie?
We literally said, I was like, we don't know how to give this tip because there's none in our relationship. No. I mean, I think, listen, you get the goal that everyone wants is to get comfortable with someone, right? Like that is truly the goal. Like, so you can be yourself, and which is the beauty about being in a long-term relationship and being able to maintain that. I think that's really wonderful. And that is like the goal when you find someone, in my opinion. And I think we have done a really good job, like, meaning we really respect each other's like space and like privacy. Like, I know there's couples who like, you know,
they like to take a crap while the other one brushing their teeth. I'm not down with that.
Like, I think that's like, or they leave the door open while they're using the restroom, like stuff like that. Like, we're not like that. Like, so I think that's really important.
I think that's what's missing in our relationship because Belen doesn't see me like a real man, apparently, right? Like, not a good lover, chicken legs. What else?
Oh my God. Can you lighten up? It was a joke.
Maybe I'll leave the door open to the bathroom because I'll show you. Her face, that was sheer terror.
By the way, everyone has seen you on the toilet because it's in one of your movies. So
we don't have to talk about that right now.
I'm just saying.
We don't have to talk about that right now. Fully naked, by the way.
And by the way, that was a joke. So relax.
I know.
Okay. So I'm not going to get into that.
Go on.
But you're great. How about that?
Go on. I'm kidding.
So I think that is critical.
I think that's a big part of it.
100% because there's like no one needs to see that. And it's like there has to be an element of still like romance and like
sexiness
and sex.
and
Oh my
surprise.
God, of course. Yeah. Of course. So I think we've done a really good job at that. Like even you, like, yeah, you burp, but like there's always laughter involved, mainly because you throw up or either.
That only happened last night. I threw up a little bit when I burped and Belin's giving me so much shit about it. It happens to all of us. It's happened to you. I've heard like, bah, and then you hear like the little,
anyways.
And you're like, oh,
I think,
give me a kiss.
I think that is a big part of it. And I think also just like being aware of your partner. It doesn't have to be every single time, but just, I don't know, doing like nice things, like whether like for the romance part, like, I don't know, like maybe like lighting a candle or like booking a dinner reservation or just like extending a little bit, like just to your partner, that shows like, it's still important to me. Like it's still like, I still think about you. I still think, like you're beautiful. And like even a compliment goes so far, like funny enough, when we were in Austin, I got dressed for the first time when I walked out and Alejandro always compliments me and you didn't. And I was like, do I not look okay? And you were like, why? You look great. And I'm like, you didn't compliment me. And you were like, it's just been so long
since you've gotten dressed.
We've gone out. Like it was so sincere.
I lost a little bit of practice,
but
I gotta say.
But you're really good at always like, complimenting and vice versa. Like I think that kind of stuff is important to keep the romance alive. And if you can, go out to dinner or like, remember like when we used to do like our staycations?
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be all the time, but even if it's once, twice a year, like getting out of your element and like having like, if you have kids, especially, I think like,
get rid of them.
Make that time to be with your partner, and just kind of have fun and flirt and remember why you're with this person. Cause we all get into our, the day to day and it's like, you take for granted your partner and like you just think like, well, this is it, like this is just the routine now. So I don't know.
I think a lot of people get lost in the routine and then forget about the other person that's there, right?
100%.
That is a big conflict that happens in a lot of relationships. And the other one is,
and when you add in kids, I would imagine it's
I legitimately, I have so much respect for you guys that have kids and went through quarantine and all this shit and didn't kill each other. I don't understand how you do it because I see all of my friends and everybody's. If this would have lasted another year, I think a lot of people wouldn't survive.
There'd be a lot of divorce for sure.
Not because of COVID, but because they would kill each other.
Yeah.
It's insane what kids will do. So it's important for you to get yourself, I think, and just complimenting what you're saying, because what you said is it's perfect. Getting outside of your normal, boring routine and do something that's not routine. Whatever the fuck it is, just do something different. It could be a simple
dinner.
Yeah, it can be anything. Get out of your routine, get out of your family, and just remember that you used to like to go out and do those things with the person that's sitting across from you. So please remember that, Belen.
I've been asking you to plan a date night for months.
Yeah, I just don't know where I live right now. That is a big conflict.
But what's funny about that is, at least for you and I, is like we'll go out to dinner and we'll stay at a hotel or whatever, and we're like, God, we just want to be home.
Yeah, with a dog. Fucking Fiona.
So I think keeping the romance alive is still having a little bit of mystery with your partner and just putting in effort. Even it can be so simple, but like and also do it for yourself too, because when you feel good, you feel like good for your partner. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, when you're feeling good, everybody around you is good, right? Because it's all about being in that mental space where everybody else can access that and get on the same frequency, and then this is fucking fun.
100%. And it doesn't have to be anything that's super expensive. It can be as simple as you bringing your spouse a coffee or like anything. Like, oh, I thought of you, or can I help you take the trash out? Like that's romance for some people, just putting in a little bit of effort and reminding them that I'm thinking about you,
That's right, sweetie.
So take the trash out.
Oh boy. So you guys heard, all you got to do to keep the romance alive is take the trash out. That's it. That's incredible. Anything else you'd like to add, sweetie?
No.
I think that's it.
Sergio,
anything you want to add? Another relationship advice to anybody?
No, I'm over here taking notes. I'm fresh in one.
Good.
So.
Good.
Now I know how to keep the romance
of everything
alive.
that we're saying.
I don't know what's going on, but everybody's been calling me. So guys, Sergio, give me some of that Chats with Sweetie, and see you guys next week. Thank you very much for joining us in another Chats with Sweetie.